What's going on, guys and gals? Stock Jock here, up $1,026 on the day. Today has been another crazy trading day. I do not normally make this many trades in a day, but my goodness, there's just been setups all over the place, and it has been extremely choppy. Like I was up $500 and I went down to like losing it all and only being green 18 bucks, and then up to 700 and then down to 300, and it has just been all over the place these past few days. There's just been no like clear follow through on trade. So very fortunate to be up 1,000 uh, bucks at this point. So let's go over the trades so far. The first one out of the gate was RGSE that I took. I was watching. There was, nothing really blew my mind. What was it? Yeah, it was yeah, OPTT was gapping up. They released some news that they put a buoy out in the ocean. Yeah, stock jumped straight up crazy. What was it? The high day, it was just stupid, right? I mean, out of the gates, it was at basically 370, 367 for releasing a buoy, people. Oh, this is why you just cannot buy into the hype when you look on StockTwits and Twitter. I mean, you're gonna have people pumping their own thing, right? You really have to look at the news yourself. Why is this up? Okay, they released a buoy. Is releasing a buoy really worth basically doubling the stock value? Absolutely not. I tried to short it, but E-Trade didn't have any shares available, so definitely wasn't going to go long on this thing. Um, just the news didn't warrant the action. Now, will I play it later on, maybe on a daily candle over candle? Absolutely, because people love playing OPTT. So, I'll definitely play for consolidation and then another move up when that happens. A couple days from now maybe. Uh, but for today, going long out of the gates, nope, no thank you. It was up 100% on news that they released a buoy for a company. Big flipping deal. So you really, really have to look at stocks and really understand, is it worth a move that it's made, especially for these low float stocks. They make ridiculous moves sometimes. So RGSE is one that I ended up playing, and I don't remember the news on this one. Let me look real quick. Oh yeah, it was a quarterly report update, but right, quarterly or yearly, something like that. So it was good news, and it hadn't really moved too much. I mean, it was gapping up for sure, but it was starting to sell off. And what I was looking for is kind of the first red to green move here, and I missed the entry right here. This would have been it inside this candle when it broke the high of this one. That would have been it at 147. I missed it. Well, I didn't miss it, but I didn't get filled like I really wanted to. I got filled right at 150 and we popped up, sold it 9 seconds later for a 3 cent gain on 4,000 shares, $120. So it definitely did get going. I think people saw OPTT just dump out of the gates, so they're like, well, the other gappers are GSC. Let's see what happens. And sure enough, it got an initial pop, but then again, it just kind of sold off the rest of the day, as you can see here on the 5 minute chart. So that's why, around 9:30, the first trade, I usually like to scalp. I don't like to hold because usually if it's a gapper that I'm playing, and recently they just sell off. They might get a quick pop, but they'll sell off. So something to keep in mind as we're trading recently. So CGI was my next play. This was a news play out, and Benzinga reported um, that it has been confirmed through an inside source that they have with this company that they are under SEC investigation. That's not good. And usually stocks when they get well, when they get rated by the SEC, usually there's huge drops. But this is maybe information that's already been out there, people already know about. Maybe you're not going to see the huge drop. Regardless, though, SEC investigation, two really, really, trigger alerts, so to speak. So when I heard that over Benzinga, I came over here and I went short 936 right inside this candle. You can kind of see the news coming in, and quick drop down and pop back up. Quick drop down, pop back up. Did not like what I was seeing. Huge drop down and then pop back up. Like it was just stupid, stupid moves, right? So the next drop down at, let's see, no, 32 is when I got in. What time did I get in? 36. Okay, right inside this candle, and I sold inside this candle. So it's a 5 cent tick, and I hate playing 5 cent ticks, but when they move fast, you can make a lot of money quick because, I mean, it's 5 cents. So as you can see here, I started covering, I covered half for basically a 7 cent win and the other half for a 3 cent loss. So basically made 4 cents on 2,000 shares. So not bad, or 4,000 shares. So not bad. And the only reason why I covered is just because it kept popping up crazy. It was stupid. And then it went high a day later on. It was just like, it's been confirmed they're under SEC investigation, and I just didn't like the price action. Not going to fight it. Stock didn't do what I thought it was going to do, so cut it loose with a short win and moved on. GLBS, one of my favorite stocks to trade recently, and I missed the gigantic move that happened on Friday. As you can see here on the daily, it's been liking to pop up random days, test this 50-day moving average here. Or no, 20-day. I think that's the 20-day. Yeah, 20-day moving average. And Friday was no different. Tapped it, came back down. So today, it was definitely a stock I was watching as people wanted to see this thing move again and think, hey, if it's run before, maybe it'll do it again. So I went long at 943. Where are you at? Right in here. So 943, I went long looking for the break of $3. I also know that yes, it pops up, but it drops all the way back down usually. I mean, even if it's the next day. So huge pop up, drop down, huge pop up, drop down, huge pop up, and as you can see here today, it popped up again where we we're at and dropped all the way back down. So this is not a stock that's been holding any sort of levels at all recently. And I mean, as you can see right now, 3 o'clock, and we're getting close to hitting low of day. But at this time, I just wanted to play for the quick $3 break. I got in right inside here, and I sold half for basically break even, and started coming back down. I didn't want anything to do with that, so I sold the other half for basically a 7 cent loss on 2,000 shares. You know, not the greatest trade, and I did end up. Did I get back in it? Um, yeah, I got back in it a little later, and we'll go over that in just a second. But just didn't like the move, and uh, I was scared that we're going to get that move back down. You know, especially since today wasn't the first initial big move. So cut it loose, lost money on it, whatever. So SSKN, this one was just kind of going for like a I don't know, curl up. I mean, it was right up breaking some levels here. Had room all the way up to 540 on that chart there. It just had potential. The chat room, one of the chat rooms I'm in, wanted to play it, so I went long here with them. Quick pop up, and I only got filled 800 shares, which I was kind of pissed about because it did pop up on me and break through this level high of 71 inside that same candle, and then came right back down. And I sold inside this candle, and then it popped right back up, and I would have made money. It was just bad. 800 shares. I just didn't care to hold and wait. It was just like, whatever. So I lost, what is that, 60 bucks on that trade. So cut it loose, moved on. So GLBS, this one was a candle over candle play. We got the initial move up, consolidation, and we were looking for the break. This is a 1 minute play here. So we're looking for the break of this candle to get the next move up. Went long at basically 338. As we're breaking it, got the quick pop up, came right back down. And again, I was very hesitant to play the stock today. I don't know why. I know it likes to move. It was already up, I guess, 70, 80 cents from down here. So, at any point, this thing can start heading back down. And I knew that. So I played it really tight. I ended up losing 3 cents on the trade, 4,000 shares. Not the greatest trading so far today. I was up quite a bit, and now I'm basically losing it all so far. So, again, lost money on that trade. So DELT was just a high day break move. We had to pop up, a little consolidation, and then we went candle over candle, and that's what I was going to play. The candle over candle. As soon as we broke this one, break it, break this candle, move high a day. Went 4,000 shares at 28, right in here as we're breaking high day. Got the quick pop up, sold half for a 3-cent win, and the other half at 36, or right in here. So got me back on the scoreboard with that trade. DELT is a former runner. It's got this bullish trend going up, a lot of things going for it. Um, Nice trade. I was definitely happy to get that one right after a bunch of losers. So GLBS, going back to it, right? So this one was a candle over candle play on the 5-minute chart. So we had this initial pop up, come back down, all right, and we're inside this candle here. And as soon as we were going to break the previous candle's high, I went long. You could see that right here at 331. Got a quick pop up. And 15. Okay, so right here you can see that pop up. Got the quick pop up, and I sold for 5-cent win, $200 on 4,000 shares. Quick pop, took it. Whole time was a whole 12 seconds. So again, just a little scalps here and there. 4,000 shares. You know, I'll take that all day long. 5-cent win, 200 bucks. So PZRX, this was a news play. This one was a orphan drug designation in Europe. So orphan drug designations, I usually like to short. They'll get an initial pop up, and then they're decent short. But Europe plays are a little different, you know, whatever. This one, I try to get in early, right when the news hit, because I know they usually pop up. And you can kind of see, let's see, 1035, let's get over there. Where are we at? Yep, 1033, 35. All right. So you can kind of see the volume coming in as the news hits. I hear it here, I get long. As soon as I go long, boom, big sell off, which I didn't like. I was in at 145, so didn't break that 50 mark on me. Whatever. I went long, and I end up scaling out to try to dampen my losses here. So I sold half at 142 for a -3, and the other half for a -6 at 139. And then you can see it just went hit the crapper as soon as we're just breaking through the VWAP and just going candle under candle here on the 1 minute. So didn't like my entry. I knew I was buying in high, so I needed to hold it close to the chest and get out quick if it looked like it was going to go down. Um, I tried it again. Let's see what I did here. 1049, a little bit later. Okay, right inside here. Again, going for that break of, 150, or looking for it anyway. I bought at 149 inside the candle at 143, right inside here. As you can see, you're dropping down, come back up, dropping down, come back up, dropping down, come back up. So that's what I was seeing. So I'm like, okay, maybe this thing can actually get going. What did it end up doing? Dropping on me quite a bit. And I ended up selling for a 6-cent loss, basically 6-cent loss on 4,000 shares. So didn't do well on that at all. So what I end up doing, I ended up going short on this, and I swear the stock hates me. So I went short because I just kept getting burned going long. So I tried it short. Went short at 1057, right inside here, kind of candle under candle move. Quick drop as soon as I went short. And let's see, I had to hold this for over 30 minutes because I didn't cover as we were doing that. I thought we were finally going to, it was just going to crack through VWAP and go. Didn't do that. It straight up went up on me, and I was so pissed off. Can you believe that? I mean, I played this thing long twice, failed miserably twice, finally goes short. Now it wants to run. It's like over 3, but I held it. I wasn't, losing too much. I saw that there was some, resistance here at the time on the 50-day moving average. So I knew, and it was just kind of hitting its head on that, so I was okay with that. And finally, it came back down. See, 1131. Where's that at? There we go. There's the break. 1131. We finally got the break, and I covered for a very small win, basically 2 pennies on 4,000 shares. But it's better than being freaking red on the trade, right? Didn't do what I thought I was going to do. Got out. Thankfully, it was green. So Snap was a news play. Um, Benzing reported that Yahoo back in December 31st bought a ton of shares of Snapchat. So when the news hit, I went long. Let's see, what time was that? 11:58. Let's move over here. 11:58. You can kind of see some volume coming in here. Um, you can kind of see the move that it did after that news came out. So I went long. The stock's going to move a lot slower because it's a bigger float, but I thought it was going to get a pretty decent move. So went long initially. I got two lots of, so a total of 4,000 shares. Got the quick pop up. Not quick. This is like a 10-minute move here. Sold at 12:05 p.m. inside this move here for basically a 3-cent win. So again, 3 cents on 4,000 shares, $120. I'll take it all day. So AKRX, this one I want to say was a buyout rumor reported by Reuters or something. I can't remember, to be honest. Yeah, it was a buyout rumor. I think it was a credible source. Yeah, Reuters. So this one, I missed the initial pop here. The news hit here, and I did hear it, just didn't get in time. So I let it come all the way back down, hovering around the VWAP, and I was going to play the 1-minute candle over candle for the break of the VWAP, and then hopefully break a 33. So at 12:51, I went long. We kind of had this pop up, come back down, drop down, came back up, pop, and that's when I kind of went long. Um, 4,000 shares at 32.89 right here as we're breaking the VWAP. And we did finally get that pop up over 33 2 minutes later. Um, and I sold inside this candle at 33.05. Huge win. That one got me nice and green on the day. Basically a 16-cent win on 4,000 shares. Um, you know, buyout rumor on a, I mean, as you can see, there's already some, looks like buyout rumor stuff going on up here. That's why it's hovering at this place. So I like the move. I got just a nice quick scalp on this, and definitely got me green after that. AUPH, this one, um, a quick pop up. It's like a 5-minute candle over candle play. It looks like. No, no, it's not. What did I do here? It just looked like some volume was coming in. Oh, going for the break of $7. That's kind of what I was doing. Got long here. I knew I was getting in high because, as you can see, here's the Bollinger Band at the top of the Bollinger Band. I knew it was getting in pretty high here, but I was hoping for a push over 7, and it just didn't come. And I sold basically a minute later inside this candle here for break even. Um, Actually, I made 20 bucks on the trade, plus one, 2,000 shares. So didn't work out, but still came out on top. So AKRX, I tried to play this again. It came back down, tested the VWAP, came back up. I was hoping maybe we'd get a move over these levels here. Just playing the 1-minute chart. Went long at 13.04 inside this candle here at $33.04 for 2,000 shares. And inside this candle, I ended up selling as it looked like it was going red for a 2-cent loss. So lost 40 bucks on the trade. Didn't care too much. I was kind of hoping we'd break these levels, but it just didn't work out for me. It did end up finally, the next candle broke those levels, but again, this is a stock that was up on buyout rumor, so it could have easily just continued down. So you got to play those real tight. So SFM is Sprouts Farmers Market. This one was going down because Whole Foods, WFM, had a rumor being circulated that Albertsons was going to put in a bid for them. So I don't know the correlation. Obviously, they're both in kind of the same business field, and maybe there was a rumor that SFM was going to be bought out by Albertsons, and that's why it's tanking, or did tank here, as you can see. So as I was coming back up, I was kind of watching it. I wanted to go short, maybe see if this VWAP would hold and then it'd come back down, because at this time, Whole Foods was going again high a day. It had that kind of huge pop out of the open curl, and then it was going high a day here. So I was thinking, okay, if this is going high a day, maybe SFM will go low a day again. Well, it didn't. It blew through the VWAP and came back down, and I just didn't like the price action. Other things were starting to move, and I just wanted to get out of it. Especially, this thing hit 22.30, and I'm in it short at 21.92. So that's a 40-cent swing against me. So it started to come back down. I was just trying to cover close to this. It wasn't breaking through the VWAP like I thought. I ended up covering. I was green right here, and it popped back up on me. So I was like, screw this. I just need to get out. I lost 10 cents on the trade, and it did come back down. But just a crazy stock. And it's back up. So hard one to trade for me. Didn't work how I thought. So I only took 1,000 shares because I was really trying to protect my profits at this time. So I had a couple break-even trades. Not going to go over those, but we will go over this trade on WFM at 1407. Let's get there first. Okay, so we're breaking through the $37 mark, and I'm really watching for the candle under candle because I think it's kind of extended at this point. It hit CNBC, they talked about it, so there's really no new catalyst going on here. So I took 2,000 shares and I went short at 1407. See, as you can kind of see here, the volume's dying on the 5-minute. It's moving up, but on really low volume, and we're talking 50,000 share lots when, back here it was 100, 200, to 400 share lots. So I was looking for that candle under candle to give me an entry point on my short, and I got it right here. I nailed it, honestly. Pat on the back, SJ. 37.23 as we're breaking the low of this candle, and boom, it just fell apart, which is what I was looking for. I covered half, or no, I covered all of it at 37.20, just a quick win, and then I reshorted it again, right, it looks like, let's see, 10, right in here as we're breaking the 37 mark for the $37 flush, because everybody's going to set their, all the longs are going to set their stop losses inside that. So we got the flush 22 seconds later, and I covered for a 12-cent win, 2,000 shares. Then I reshorted it at 10 or 14.22, which is right here. Got the move back up as shorts covering, and then going candle under candle right here. Went short again. Got a quick move down, not really, actually 6 minutes later. So inside. Oh, this is why I covered. Saw the drop down, but they came back up. Didn't want anything to do with it. I was already green on the trade, so I ended up covering for basically a 2-cent win there. EVOK was my next trade. This one was a Jason Bond picks trade. Luke in the chat room. I saw it hit my scanner, but I wasn't going to trade it just because the volume wasn't there. But then Luke in Jason Bond picks alerted that he was going to go long, and therefore I went long. Not because Luke was going long, because everyone else in the chat room was going to go long too. It's pack hunting mentality. So he got in here, I got in basically 30 seconds later inside this candle. Quick pop up as the chat room buys. I sold for a 5-cent win inside this spike here. So in at 259, out at 264, and you can kind of see that's what chat rooms can do. I also like the fact that it broke the previous day's high on the daily, as you can see right here. So a couple things going for it. And the chat room buy and also the daily candle over candle, which pushed that higher. So quick win, 5 cents, 2,000 shares, it's $100. Take it all day long. So DELT moved early in the morning, and it started to move again in the afternoon here, and I wanted to trade it for the $2.50 break. So my first attempt was right here. I got in at 243, and I knew it was high here, but I really wanted to see this break 250, and I thought volume would come in as we were going high a day, and we did break high a day, but it didn't bring in the buyers like I thought it would. It didn't go here. So as it looked like it was going candle under candle, I didn't like this drop here, candle under candle. actually I sold in this drop. So I sold basically basically for a half-cent loss because I just did not. It was the L2 I was watching. You know, you're not going to be able to see what I was seeing here in this moment, but you know, it was already I was already buying high. So as soon as it looks like we're going to go, you know, south, I'm going to bail quickly and look for a better entry. And that's when I played it the last time, which was right here. So watching the LTL very closely, seeing the bids coming in, and the bids are sitting here and they're not getting taken out. No one's selling into those bids, and the bids were getting bigger. So I decided to take another stab at it. 2,000 shares. Finally got that break at 250, and I sold inside this candle here for a 5-cent win at $2.50. So in at 245, out at 250, and that's my last trade of the day. Probably pretty done. Up $1,026. You know, today's was news plays, and today was a lot of just technical plays on the 1-minute chart. Playing it really, really tight too. Um, it's just been a really choppy market recently, so you just really got to play things tight. Uh, you know, chat room plays, news plays. You know, you can't really go. Well, you can go wrong with them, I guess. But they've been my safest go-to recently. And as always, the link is down in the description below this video for all the chat rooms that I use and all the news sources that I use. So if you have any questions about either of them, you can find me on Google Hangouts at stockjock@gmail.com, or you can email me at stockjock@gmail.com. You can also find me on StockTwits and Twitter at stockjock@. All right, y'all, I will see you in the next video.